Traveling back home is quite hard, especially this pandemic season. As COVID-19 is all over the world, the least you want to do is to travel. For safety reasons against coronavirus and avoiding too many challenges in preparing for the trip, that includes paperwork, quarantine, and swab tests. Our trip was unplanned. I would say it was an emergency exit from Japan as my mother was seriously ill and we want to be with her and with our family. We knew that not much people are traveling nowadays, but once we stepped in at the airport, I felt strange when we saw that the once busy airport is now a very quiet place. My very first time board in an almost empty plane. Okay, this is how we did our preparation before heading home. So what to do when you are planning to go home in the Philippines as overseas Filipino worker or OFW? Of course, first book your flight. If you are an OFW like me, you need to update your OWA membership if it is already expired. Apply online your Overseas Employment Certificate or OEC and have a hard copy. Apply to Philippine Red Cross online ECIF for scheduled swab tests 3 days before your scheduled flight. Save it on your phone or have a hard copy on hand. During your check-in at the airport counter, they will ask you about it. Download the paper from Japanese immigration website, the certificate of testing for COVID-19. You will use it when entering Japan. Now we are all set. We are ready to fly back home. Upon our arrival at NAIA, the military personnel escorted us and we filled up some information. Then we went to our desk to arrange our 5 days quarantine in the hotel, free foods and lodging. Then the OWA service bus picked us up and dropped us at the designated hotel for our 5 days quarantine. At the hotel, we are not allowed to be together, although we are sisters, so my sister stayed at my opposite room. Following the protocol, my sister and I barely to see each other. Thank God for technology and free Wi-Fi. We were able to see online. 5 days passed and that day was our swab test day from Philippine Red Cross. The next morning, we got an email from them and it says negative from COVID-19. Yes, we were joyful for that as this meant for us freedom from isolation. First time to be out from the hotel and got a picture from my childhood favorite park. Home at last with my tatay and with my sister. It was good to be home, but we terribly miss our mom. 3 days before our flight returning to Japan, we went for another swab test for COVID-19 in St. Luke's Hospital in Quezon City. Drive-thru. O diba, hindi lang Jollibee or McDo meron yan. Swab test should valid for 72 hours. Okay guys, remember to bring the form that you downloaded from Japanese immigration for the pathologist to fill it out to the said hospital. Note, this is a very important document as you enter Japan. March 11, 2021, thank God we arrived safe in Haneda Airport at 7:30 p.m. and went to many COVID-19 procedures and did PCR tests. It took 2 hours doing these things and we waited our PCR results and thankful to God for another negative findings for the 3rd time. And finally, we went home. Special thanks to Audie and Arlene for the rides from airport to the house and vice versa. We are required to have 14 days quarantine at home. While doing this, it's our 7th day isolation and so far we are in a good conditions. As our 14 days continues, we are grateful for our friends who offering their services to buy foods and some are free. 1 more week to go and we will be free once again in our quarantine. Thank you family and friends for your prayers. Thank you Lord for making this trip possible.